Good morning. I am off to the gym. So there's argument even that having raw meat can be better for you than having cooked meat because cooking the meat destroys some of the value nutrient-wise that it can bring. But by just eating the meat, I'm mainly just getting the stuff that I want, obviously, and that's what makes me feel better. But if you care about people like judging you about eating carnivore, like what I think we have to remember is that we've all been brainwashed by marketing and advertising to eat the things that we eat and think it's food, and it's just not food. What a lot of people get wrong is that they cook the meat too much. So you see how this has like this little fat there? You want that. That's gonna help you feel full. And also fat does not make you fat. So you wanna cook this kind of on a medium to low burn because you don't wanna overcook the meat. And also if you overcook the meat, it actually takes out a lot of the nutrients. So there's argument even that having raw meat can be better for you than having cooked meat because cooking the meat destroys some of the value nutrient-wise that it can bring. But you know, I'm obviously not eating raw meat, but having it less heavily cooked, you don't wanna like actually singe it. You wanna cook it just enough to where it's cooked well, but it's not overcooked and you still have the fat in there because that's what's gonna make you feel full. It's gonna make your satiety hormones go up, ghrelin will go down, and leptin will go up, and you'll be able to kind of go throughout the day longer, like I have been doing, just adding more fat in. And if you don't have enough fat, you can also check out another link I have below that's gonna get you some tallow, which is basically rendered beef fat. It's fat, basically you put in anything. Okay, now I'm gonna go hit a run. God, tell me why I'm doing this at 3:30 in the middle of the day in Texas. I have no idea, but it feels right. So I feel very full. Let's do it and let's go to get a run. So I talk about this a decent amount. Hopefully it's not too windy, but getting outside in the sun and like as much as we can in nature is part of this new lifestyle. And that's just acknowledging that the intangibles, you know, like how beautiful is this? Like all of this sun and this light and this trees and green and all that, like, is just as important as the food that we're eating and not eating. You know, there's a certain circadian rhythm within all of us that is connected to nature. As wooey as that sounds, I know it does. Trust me though, I'm a director of sales where I work at a very large company. I promise you, I have a foundation that's based in, you know, logic, and this is absolutely part of that. So get outside in sun when you can, every day. Get out by the trees and move your body. It matters. Okay, it's the next day and I am going to the office. Did not plan on that. So I'm wearing not office things. I was working at a coffee shop next door since like 5:30 this morning, but gonna go in for lunchtime. It's about 11:30 and I'm feeling so good. Week 4, just completely different reality from how it was week 1. But I wanna show you the options that exist, even from this amazing company that I work with and the food options. You know, a lot of times you can't eat it because the stuff they cook it with. So though it's great, there's a lot of it I can't actually eat. So yeah, but I'm gonna have what I can, so we'll see. While I'm so beyond grateful for this food, there's just so much of it that I can't eat. You know, so I even just will have the meat, and if there's a little bit of sauce on it, so be it, it's okay. Okay, time to hit the gym. Oh man, this is like the first time I've been in the sun all day. Ooh, there's my friend Alexander. I'm gonna see if I can do upper body today, guys. It's like 98 degrees out, so I'm gonna die. I am now in office, and I am bringing my own food. So you know me, a good old pound of meat here for myself. Just gonna do 80-20 today, per usual. I actually have 1.5 pounds in here, just in case I get a little bit hungrier. So if you're still at this point, like dealing with cravings, which I'm not really dealing with anything, like I don't have any like look at all this stuff behind me. I'm not drinking any of that. But if you did have cravings for this stuff, you want to have enough food to keep yourself full, because then the cravings don't come over and take over. Better to just eat a little bit more of very salted meat than to go in and have like a Coke or something like that. Just gonna show again all of the options that companies serve their people. It is wild to me, the options, because every single one of these is processed foods, except for maybe some nuts and stuff like that. A little bit of jerky, but literally everything at these companies is processed foods. And we wonder why we can't focus and why we're overweight and why we, have anxiety and why people are on antidepressants. And it's like, well, look at the options that people are having and we think it's normal. We all think that this is food and it's not food. And yet we take antidepressants and anti-anxiety and we think there's something wrong with us. Look at all those ingredients. We think that those ingredients aren't doing anything to us, but of course they're doing something to us. Like, how can they not be doing something to us? If you've ever had a hit of a cigarette or like a shot of alcohol or, like a little antibiotic, we know how much that affects us, even just a little bit. Not to say that's good or bad, it just, by fact, it affects us. So all those little ingredients on that packaged food, like that's absolutely affecting us. It's gonna make us feel different. We don't know what that's doing. We don't know if it's gonna make us fatter, if it's gonna make us more anxious, more sad, like more sluggish. It's just like, we're just kind of guessing, but we never look at it like that because we've been really conditioned to believe that that's normal. It's not normal. What's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday. Obviously you know that. It's hot. Man, it's so hot. It's like 105 degrees where I'm at. But man, I'm outside in the sun. I've been cooped up all day next to a screen, and I'm on another screen talking to you. But I'm about to do a really interesting conversation tonight with a food scientist. I would be really curious to hear what questions you want me to ask them, if any, because we're going to talk about what's in our processed foods. I'm also holding this because it's windy, and a lot of other things. So I have that going on tonight. And yeah, it's real hot, but I hope you're having a great day. Get in the sunshine, get by flowers if you can. I don't know why I wore jeans. Have a good day. Okay, we just woke up.
Let's go to the car. Go to the car.
9 in the morning. My best friend is visiting and she didn't know. Hi. That's Leia. Okay, so today we're gonna go adventure. God, looking ratchet. We're gonna go adventure on the water, but Leia is coming in from Colorado, and we're gonna go paddleboard. Probably get some drinks around places. They're gonna get drinks.
I'm not a big drinker, but maybe.
She's not a big drinker. Neither am I. And, yeah, and we're gonna go get food and other things. Anyways, this is what we're doing. It's gonna be great. Okay, so we just got on the water.
Yeah, we did.
And we're gonna go, I don't know, we're gonna go explore. There's so many people here though. It's awesome. I'm gonna try not to get my phone wet. We'll find out if I succeed in that. Okay, we're in the water. And we are happy. Hey! Alexander, what makes you happy?
You.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just finished, and now we're gonna get some food. Obviously, I'm just gonna get meat. We're at a Mexican place. So they're getting drinks. I'm just gonna get a soda water and call it a day. Okay, so now we are at this like pool area, basically, where you can just hang out, and it's beautiful. Everybody there that I was eating with does not eat carnivore. They have no clue why I'm doing that. Probably think it's an eating disorder. I also was the only one who wasn't drinking, and honestly, no one cares. And even when I do feel a sense of like, oh, this is uncomfortable because I'm just eating meat and I'm like eating around the tortilla, which is what I did, and I didn't like eat anything other than that. Like, it looks like an eating disorder, frankly, because it just does. But by just eating the meat, I'm mainly just getting the stuff that I want, obviously, and that's what makes me feel better. And then I remember that no one really knows what they're doing, because what we've been taught is that processed food is food. And so when I think of somebody kind of like giving me crap or like judging me, which I don't even care if they did, but if you care about people like judging you about eating carnivore, like what I think we have to remember is that we've all been brainwashed by marketing and advertising to eat the things that we eat and think it's food, and it's just not food. So silly. What are we about to go get? Are we gonna get food?
We're gonna go get shawarma.
Shawarma!
Shawarma! Okay, let's go!
Let's go! Off to the farmer's market. Okay, so I come to my local farmer's market literally every single week, and I pick up from the local farmer that I go to. It's called Suretail Creek Farm. But what I'm recommending you do in this third week now is really make sure that you're getting enough food so that you're never really full. And the reason for that is that we want to make sure that there's absolutely no space there for your, hormones or your satiety hormones or whatever to desire sugar, or for you to, basically not be full enough to want to eat the sugar. So I'm about to eat my meat for this, get the meat for this week to make sure that, I have a lot and enough. So you want to go to a farmer's market near you. I would say to get mainly all of your food. I really don't buy meat at grocery stores at all. The taste, once you taste what a healthy animal tastes like, when you eat the grocery store meat, I'm not just saying this, there's something wrong. It tastes gross. Like I have to mask the taste. So go to your local farmer's market, and they have tons of little things too. But you're gonna be supporting your community as well when you come to these farmers markets. And it can be for if you're a carnivore or if you're just animal-based, meat-based. If you have some fruits and stuff in there, buy them from the farmer's market because it's going to support the economy of the community that you're in. So what you're seeing here is a full menu of everything that this farm has to offer. They also have it on their website. Okay, so in recognition that for a lot of people, it's hard to find a good local farmer that's also regenerative, I am working with Suretail Creek Farm. This is my local farmer who I've met, been to the farm myself. And if you want to get meat, really good meat that tastes probably better than any other meat you have, because that's how it tastes to me, I recommend purchasing from them. You can click the link below. They also have a new website that just launched that's going to show all their other products. They don't just have beef, right? They have basically everything. They have like ground beef, they have ribeye, they have chicken, they have pork, they have lamb, they have organ meats. They have literally anything you'd want. Also the eggs, they're very well known for the eggs, unless probably can't ship those. But I work with them because of the fact that I've tried so many different places, and I used to buy from the grocery store and all that, and it literally tastes disgusting. And Suretail Creek Farm just tastes really, really good. And I've seen the farm myself. It's good people doing the right thing at an affordable rate. So if you want to buy from a local farmer, you don't have one, you want to get from a regenerative farmer, it's going to taste good, and you want to get discounted rates, I recommend clicking the link below, and you'll get that double discount if you use the promo code that's in there as well. But yeah, this is my farmer, so you guys can trust, I don't show you anything that I don't use myself, so you can trust this is a good taste and a good product for sure. Regardless of what you do though, if you're gonna just buy from a grocery store, if you're gonna buy from my farm or whatever, get 80-20 ground beef. So you don't wanna get lean meat. The problem that a lot of people have when they're struggling to do this consistently, and maybe one of the reasons why they're not being able to pull it off, is that they're not getting enough fat. And they need animal fat. We need animal fat. Our brain is made up 74% fat. So by depriving ourselves of that, which is a lot of what we've been told over the years, we're actually screwing ourselves and making ourselves hungrier and fatter, which is kind of ironic. So get 80-20 ground beef, if not 70-30 if you want to do that. Or you can also buy tallow. There's also a link below if you guys want to use tallow. I got it all there for you if you want to use that. But you can buy it, wherever else. It's just animal fat. And put that in your food so that when you cook it, you feel full and you don't need to snack. You don't want to do that. But yeah, anywhere you go, definitely want to get the fatty meats. Not just, we always do chicken and rice. The problem is that it just is such lean meat that it's not going to be great. The other thing you want to be careful of is when these farmers that, let's say, aren't like my local farmer, or if they're like big, corporations that you see the products sold in grocery stores, often they feed the animals soy and grain, and so we're basically not tolerant of that. So the animals, when they eat that, we eat that, and then it makes us have all of these issues. Some of the issues you might have might stem from the actual food that your food's eating. So one of the benefits of getting food from a better source is that you no longer have those autoimmune issues that you might not have realized were coming from the food because of soy and corn and grain and those types of things. So wherever you're buying from, make sure your eggs aren't fed that. You want them to be pasture raised. You don't want them to be vegetarian fed, and you also don't want to have your animals that you're eating consuming a lot of soy and corn and grain if you can help it. You don't have to be perfect in this, but you do want to know that for how to purchase this week to really start honing in on this. So enough fat, and make sure that they're not pumped full with a ton of hormones and vaccines, and then make sure that they're fed good food that's just not like grain and soy and corn. Okay, so I'm at the grocery store now, and one thing I do buy from the grocery store actually is this sugar-free bacon. So good, it really is so good. Basically everything in the world has sugar in it, and so you need to actually clarify with your bacon that there's not sugar in there. And why do we want that? Well, obviously, the more sugar we have, the more issues that might cause health-wise. We know that now, dementia, Alzheimer's, anxiety, just overall health issues, cancer. I had a conversation actually with one of the leading researchers in cancer. You can see that here, and Dr. Thomas Seyfried, and he and I talked about how sugar could be causing all of this and how to potentially reverse that with food, the potential of cancer. But anyways, you want to get the sugar-free bacon as best you can, and if you can't find it, it's something of the world, but that's definitely the best way to go. Okay, while we're here, let's just take a brief moment and look around. This is how we know we're stuck in this program of companies looking to generate profit, because if you look at essentially everything on this wall next to me, all of this is super highly ultra processed foods. And it's not that I'm some saint and I never have processed foods from time to time, right? But none of this is actually food. None of it. None of this is real food. But we've been conditioned to believe that it is. Even these things, I freaking used to love these things when I was younger, oh my God. Ooh, and a real popular one, look at our breakfast cereals. So remember when we all used to eat these and think that it was good? Because it had a little extra fiber in it. It's ridiculous. What's really interesting about this too is that all the cereal is literally here, okay? And then you turn to the other side and guess what's here? The candy. So it kind of tells you, right, what's actually in the food, because kind of like-minded or like items in the grocery stores are sort of grouped together. So that's odd, right? And then you see the crackers, you see the oatmeal, you see the vanilla wafers, the cookies, all with the cereal and the candy. It's interesting. But the fact is, we've been conditioned to believe that this food is food, and it's not food. So if you're transitioning to this lifestyle, you're in week 3 with me, week 4, whatever you are in, it's undoing that. It's undoing that mindset that any of this stuff is food. And ultimately, our anxiety issues, our depression issues, the inability to lose weight, the inability to feel good and just be happy, the lack of mobility, dementia, Alzheimer's, all of that in my mind and in the mind from all of the experts that I've been speaking with from different fields comes from the ultra processed foods that we have been taught to believe is real food. So undoing that kind of conditioning is step 1 in this entire process. And as you continue to reinforce that, just go look in the grocery store. You'll begin to see how much of this, I literally lived off of these. It's not food, but somebody said it is, so we go for it. It's not. Even something like this simple, roasted garlic, pasta sauce, there's, in one serving, which is half a cup, hardly any, there's 4 grams of sugar. 4 flipping grams of added sugar just in this little thing. Why? Why is that necessary? It's tomato sauce. It's with garlic. It doesn't need that, but it's in everything. All right, so it's about noon and it's 1. I'm gonna make some bacon and eggs as the first meal of the day today. How new? How new of an idea? So a friend of mine actually made this. It's just homemade jerky and it's super good. Really easy snack. I just have this in my fridge to nom on if I need a little snacky snack. So you notice how I'm cooking the eggs in the bacon fat? I'm doing that because we want to get a lot of fat. And right now I'm in week 3, where a lot of people I think struggle is they don't feel full enough, or they, don't feel, satisfied enough or whatever. And a lot of times it's because they're lacking enough fat. So if you are feeling like you're kind of having a hard time adapting to this lifestyle, I wouldn't overdo the fat, but I would say add a little bit more in there to your diet. So again, if you eat bacon, don't drain the bacon. Basically add that to what you cook. Basically that's what you cook the eggs in. And it's really good too, it tastes great. Okay, I'm gonna do a little plug right now. Let's just take a look at my fridge really quick. I have so many eggs, so many eggs. It's because I haven't been eating them quick enough, but I get them from my local farmer. So this is a plug for my local farmer. Highly, 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 highly recommend that if you are in need of good quality meat and you're struggling to find a good place, and the taste sometimes is pretty hit or miss depending on the farm you go to my farmer. For real, go to my farmer. The place is called Suretail Creek Farm. The guy that runs it, his name is Sam, and his wife is there as well. I haven't met her, but I know Sam, and he is awesome, truly awesome. I've looked at the farm myself. I've been there. The animals are happy. They are healthy. They are thriving. And honestly, I've been to a few regenerative farms before, and I went to these guys, not because I didn't have a farmer, but because the taste was just better. It's literally the best meat I've ever had. That farm is basically what I eat. That is everything. So if you guys want a reliable, good quality, amazing taste farmer where you can get not only just ground beef, but you can get steaks, you can get pork, you can get chicken, you can get just like anything you want, then I highly recommend clicking the link below to get a discount there, you guys, and that's gonna be my local farmer. Again, it's Suretail Creek Farm. The man that runs it is called Sam, and it's just flipping awesome. And you know my rule, I don't share anything with y'all that I don't personally use, so this one's vetted, it's good, you'll like it. You'd think that we would get tired of eating this, but I just don't. I just don't get tired of it. I think it's because it's like giving me the nutrition that I need. You know, I've been a carnivore coach for a long time now, and I still just eat this every day. I love it. I love it. I would be curious to see if you feel similarly or not. Okay, now I'm gonna go off to go on the water with some friends, and I'm feeling good, looking good. I will say one of the best parts about eating carnivore fully is like you just feel energetic. Like you just feel ready to go for the day. Plus you look good. And all around you're just kind of in a good mood. I don't know, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so basically I am now on a hike that's about 6 miles. It's called rucking. These are the people I'm rucking with. And you know, this is something that I think is huge to my life, is just being in the sun. Being in the sun and moving. So this isn't like I'm lifting weights, this isn't anything like that, but I'm in the sun and I'm doing it with other people. So we always like focus on the quantitative things of losing weight. It's always like, how much can I weigh this, and how many calories are this, and what are the macros? And I think where a lot of people lose is they don't kind of include the intangibles, which is being around other people and just having fun. Stop obsessing over trying to lose weight and get your mind off of it. It's like gonna release resistance. Being in the sunshine actually does affect our body dramatically. It's been proven that the more sunshine you get when you're trying to lose weight, naturally you lose more weight. They did a test with people where it was like there were people, there's a study with a group of people who tried to lose weight and a group of other people who tried to lose weight. One group got in the sunshine, the other group was the control group and did not. Without any change at all in their diet, the group that was in the sun lost on average 1 more pound than the people that were not. So over 15 weeks, those people lost 15 extra pounds just by doing nothing but getting in the sun. So it's huge. And then getting in nature too. What does that mean? Like around leaves, you know, around water, getting in kind of like I'm not dirty, but like being around the dirt and stuff like that. All of this is lost, I think, on our society today. And it's up to us to recreate that environment for us, for our kids, while we pursue our careers and all that, which takes a conscious effort. So doing that today with a group of people, 6 miles, rucking, got 20 pounds in here, and it's fun. It's good. And the best part is a couple of my friends came today. Do you guys find you feel better when you're out sunning, naturing?
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like how, like what do you
I just feel alive in a way that I don't feel that way when I'm indoors, you know? Like,
Yeah.
when you get the chest pumping and you're huffing and puffing and breathing and like your body's actually working, it just feels good because that's what our body was meant to do.
Yeah. Headspace is cleared.
Yeah, definitely.
Headspace is cleared. Right, Lizzo?
Yes.
Lizzo.
Lizzo!
Lizzo. I like that.
Yes.
Okay, back home, and now I look all nice. Ooh, sorry. I look all nice now because I ended up making a couple things online for content. But now I'm gonna make some good old bacon and eggs. Oh, I should mention too that I did have it was a beef brisket sandwich. I didn't get a chance to show you the picture of it, but basically they gave it to us for free at the end of the hike, and I just took the buns off and I just ate the brisket with a fork out of the middle, and everybody's like, why are you eating that with the fork? It's like, well, because I don't want to eat the buns. And then everybody shut up. So I've had that today. That's the only thing. I did the 6-mile hike today. That was that. And now I'm gonna have some bacon and eggs. It is about 5:30 p.m. All right, crew. So now working out and doing a little bit of sled action. If you don't know what that is, it's weighted and you push it or you pull it. It hurts. Oh, my thighs are on fire. So I didn't really show you any of my workout because honestly today was really hard. Doing that ruck yesterday for 6 miles and then legs today was challenging, but it was good. So yeah, getting out in the gym today, feeling pretty damn crisp from where I was 2 weeks ago when I was not eating clean. So that's good. Okay, now it's about 6:30 and I think I'm gonna make some more ground beef. I had a pound earlier. I think I'm gonna do another pound, maybe a half a pound now. I'm a little bit hungrier today. I just had the ground beef. So yeah, just gonna kind of flow with it as usual. And as I'm doing this, I'm realizing I've gotta go to work tomorrow. So I'm gonna actually make an entire pound of ground beef for work so that I consistently stay on track. Okay, next day at work, I made like a solid chunk of meat. You can see here. It's about a pound, a little over a pound. And I'm just doing the ground beef today. There is so many options upstairs. I'm not even gonna go touch it because it's full of seed oils, it's full of sugar, and it's great food. I'm not hating at all, but it's just, when I eat it, I feel hungrier and I feel a little strung out, which is kind of interesting. So just going for this today while at work. So this goes back to needing to fight the urge, even in week 3, but really not so much, but just a little bit for the processed foods. So just to kind of reestablish like how insane it is, I think, that the options that we have at our workplace are there's just so many processed foods. It's like, that is the majority, and that's just nothing that any of us should be eating, whether you're plant-based or carnivore or vegan or omnivore, like whatever you are. That's, in my opinion, that is the source of all problems, is processed foods, for sure. All right, so ignore the music if you can, but I'm getting a little sunshine while I can. I'm stuck inside a corporate office all day, and gotta get it where you can, and man, it makes you feel so much better. Just 15 minutes is enough. This goes back to just like, you know, I'm gonna look weird. People for sure are gonna think I'm like weird because I'm just sitting in the sun. But you know what? I feel pretty good. I just had a pound of ground beef, and sunshine is like so necessary. We just think that's weird because we've been taught pills are the most obvious solution. Sunshine, get in the sun if you can. Get vitamin D. It helps everything. It helps metabolism, weight loss. It helps with anxiety, depression, literally everything. Get out there. What's up? It is now 6:30. I'm on a little bike ride. I sound so stupid, but I'm on a bike ride. I just had some bacon and eggs, and now I just feel like not being cooped up. I have got so much work to do, oh my God. But yeah, man, I think we actually are more productive when we give ourselves the opportunity to just like exist and have a good time for an hour without working and forcing it. So highly recommend biking. Super underrated, honestly. It's pretty awesome. Like genuinely, when was the last time that you did something not for the goal of making money, but rather just to like enjoy it, right? Just enjoy it. Go outside and just enjoy it and listen to music or a podcast. It's awesome. Now I'm just sitting outside looking at this beautiful sunset, just reading. Yeah, the peace of mind that comes from eating this way is incredible. Just, I don't know, you move faster, but you think faster, but you feel slower in a good way. Like just more yourself, I would say, and appreciating things. And I think it's because we're rewiring our dopamine so that the little things like a sunset, like a bike ride, the things that just we don't do or we don't appreciate as much become really really like awesome. It's what I've noticed since coaching people, and then whenever I fall off the bandwagon and gotta get back on, it's always the same. Okay, so now I'm at work and it's about 12:30, and look at all the food available that I cannot eat. Okay, so that's all available. It's not that it's all bad, right? Like you can have some sometimes, but of course I'm not in these 3 weeks. And honestly, 2 weeks ago, I would have really wanted that stuff when I was just starting, and now I literally don't even have a desire. I just don't even want it. I brought 1.5 pounds of ground beef for lunch, and that sounds good to me. So this is kind of what happens. With week 3 now, I don't have any cravings. I don't have any hunger. Like I'm good. And that's kind of what happens. You stop needing to have the sugar and the flour and all the sweets and all that stuff. It just isn't even a thought anymore. All right, and now I am going off to an archery challenge. A little bit of Katniss style here. We've got our last person, Kevin. He made it. He's on my team. Let's go. Okay, I'm out here and we are in nature taking some shots. It's pretty cool. It's a cool way to spend the morning. But starting out, I haven't had anything to eat today, and I'm feeling so on point with just my memory and my mood. It's insane. And I'm feeling like really highly energetic, super hungry right now because I haven't had anything, but I think I'm just gonna have 1 pound of ground beef and then maybe go like cook some steak later on. So far this is what's happening now. It's awesome. Part of the reason I'm doing archery too and working on it is because I feel like so much of our lives we spend now inside, like on a phone. Here I am on a phone right now and on a computer. Like my entire job, I'm a sales director, so it's all very like digital, and there's not a ton that I need to do with my hands and or like body physical skills. And I feel like that's like something about that doesn't sit right with me. So archery gives me the opportunity to not only do that and like learn a new actual like skill, but then also like get outside and like be around the trees and be around other people and spend a Saturday morning doing something different and creating a new skill set for myself. And it's like I'm in the sun and it's just awesome. Highly recommend.